Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation. Know yourself, the two are interchangeable. And of course, this evening we're bringing you another HoGaLe's. I have, look, this time,
you need to move us around or we won't cope.
All right, let's swap play. There we are. There we are.
We're institutionalized, you know.
So, of course, Lady G is over that way. Oh, God, everything's backwards when you do this, folks. Of course. And we have Lena down under here. And you're probably wondering, why am I wearing these glasses where I look like Sonny Bono? The main reason why is because there's a lot of, as you can imagine, there's a lot of blue light that comes off my computer and my ring light, and it's just been affecting my sleep at night. You can imagine it's midnight where I am. Of course, I've been singing a bit of karaoke and all that kind of stuff beforehand, but it's with all that blue light going in, sometimes it's tricky for me to sleep. So we've got an action-packed show for you folks already here, ladies.
Good. I've just chugged my second coffee, so I'm so here.
Fabulous. And as usual, the ladies do not know what I'm going to throw at them today. I'll give you guys a brief overview. Hopefully we should be able to kind of get through it all. Can't do every single question, and some people have asked questions that we've read on before. If you haven't yet, please don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. That'd be great, to support HoGaLe's. And if you would like to subscribe to the ladies' channels, they are in the video description below. Of course, if you want to join me in Santa Fe as well, you can do that. I think there's only a couple of places left now, so get in there quick if you can. I need to check again because it could have sold out, but that's in the link as well. And we've got people in the house. The chat is piling up, and already look at this, ladies.
Oh,
Lucky, she says thank you.
That's really good of you.
And that awful, look what she's saying, and that awful jungle Jim. Do the cards be prosecuted in jail for this traitorous deeds against America and our president? Oh, wow. Thank you as always. I mean, I wasn't expecting to open the show with that. Do you know what? Let's weave him in, because I think let's do a UK election question. And I want to get Shakespeare's view on the Tory party. Yeah. And then we'll quickly put in Lucky McLucky's question. So I'm going to put that 1A, yeah? And she says, Jungle Jim. We
could do a one-card pull on Jungle.
Yeah, I think we'll give him a one-card pull, because I got one scheduled for the end of the show. But let's do one-card pull. And I will star that question so that I can remember I've done it perfect. All right. Everyone's joining in. I'll read out some names in a minute. Action all stations. Okay, question number 1. So this is coming from Sally Ann. So she says, hi Hoagie and the lovely ladies, when will the UK have their election? It has to be by January 25th 2025 at the latest, but will it be sooner? How can I persuade the young people I know to vote? They say there is no point as all the politicians are the same. Well, let me tell you, UK politics, it's kind of hard to argue with that. You know, you think I'm harsh about American politics. I honestly think that most of the UK politicians at lunchtime should drink half a bottle of wine, which they normally do anyway, have a big lunch, wait for the high tide on the Thames, and just throw themselves in. Dreadful.
But this is a thing in the sense that it's very common for people who don't vote or who've got disenchanted, and they're all the same. My answer to that is, you think this lot are bad that you're dealing with generally, but things can get worse. So it's really important to try and encourage them.
It's a really good point. Really good point. So let's read UK elections, and I don't want to preempt the cards. I want to see what you ladies pull, because I have an idea of what could happen to the Tories, and then of course Shakespeare will give his view. So the UK elections, it has to be minimum by January 5th, 2025, but will it be sooner?
Hopefully earlier.
General, yeah, just that general energy. Let's see on that, ladies.
Okay, general energy around the UK election.
Just one of umpteen that are happening around the world.
For those who aren't familiar, sorry, the Tories are the Conservatives, and they've been in forever.
Yeah, 12, 13 years. And 49% of the world's population will be voting in elections this year, folks. Pluto in Capricorn. All right. I have to throw that in there.
Yeah. Capricorn
is the sign of governments, infrastructure, big business, top-down structures, institutions of all kinds, hierarchy and power.
Oh, God, here we go.
Oh, God, obviously. Oh. All right, who's ready to go?
I'm not. I've got to work out what these are about.
Oh, Lady G, how about you? Or do you want me to go?
No, go ahead and go. I do more cards than you guys. It takes me a while to pull them all.
No problem. Well, if some viewers aren't scandalized about me going first, I'll be going first this time. All right, so the UK elections and the Tories and stuff like that. Look at this. Spirit speaking loud. 5 of Pentacles. What a disaster. It is actually anticipated that the Tories are going to be absolutely dragged through hedges and the mud and all of every kind of sort of filth and soil that you can imagine. In their recent by-elections, they've been losing a lot of them, and it is not boding well. With the last by-election that they lost, they said if those numbers were repeated on a general election, they said that the Tories would only have 5 politicians left, which are just how many coins are on this card. No. Spirit speaking loud and clear. Wow. That's extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, literally, they said it would be 5 left when we both pulled the 5 of Pentacles. Oh, my gosh. So if we look here in the 5-card spread, the second card is often the obstacle position. And look, it is the 3 of Pentacles, which is normally a card of what? Collaboration, getting on with people, working on a shared vision and plan, which you think the Tories would be, wouldn't you? Guess what? They have hit the skids, guys. Hit the skids. They're in disarray, discombobulated. They don't know what they're doing. I don't know if anyone saw recently, but Rishi Sunak got torn to shreds by a live audience recently. But this can also speak to of what? Dark money, corruption. Lena sent me an article just before I started the show from The Independent, showing that UK energy companies are raking in about £1 billion per week as everyone is out in the cold. So I think the suffering as well of the British people is going to be a big factor here. And this is also contributing to everyone saying it's all the same. Now you can understand why people are disillusioned, because in the middle, the Empress. Oh, stop it. Stop it. I mean, obviously, Lena and I have got the same reading, so I'm reading for her as well. So if we look here, look, there's all sorts of machinations going on behind the scenes. I think this is Tory ministers looking for new jobs. Yeah, I think they're writing up CVs, knowing what is coming, but also as well, this is the general clandestine energy that people really don't like about this crop of politicians. Normally a good card, but not in politics. If we look here, I have a reversal. Oh, 1,000 of you now. Thank you for joining us, everyone. And happy Sunday if you join us on Sunday. If we look here, 8 of Wands in reverse. When it's this way, things go fast, speeding up, messages, etc. Everything is going at a pace. This, of course, is the opposite. I think this is showing how much the Tories have basically run out of ideas. They've just run out of road. They're not even pretending to be competent anymore. They're all falling apart. And I think this is also as well talking about the UK economy, because these ones also have an entrepreneurial vibe as well, especially the 8 of Wands. And of course, the UK is in recession officially. But nonetheless, they're going to try and come out with some love story message, you know, try and paint over all of the cracks with, you know, glitter and this, that, and the other. Maybe this is David Cameron coming in on his horse, you know, because, you know, he's only one that seems to have even a scintilla of respect internationally. So they're going to try and repackage themselves. I'll leave it there. Who wants to go next?
Go, Lady G.
Okay. Well, overriding it, the people are ill. They just are pulling back and said they've had enough of it. The message going forward is about economy and the daily happenings, what's going on with them. The foundation, when it comes to this holding on to power, what's being worked on, the people are saying we need to take the power. So they are working on that. Above it, we have, of course, the narcissist, the card of the narcissist, or the uber right. We have the uber right here. And we have, you know, people, again, have had enough. They're having nightmares because of the uber right and the narcissism and drama. They've just, we're ill, we're sick of it, we're done. So what's going on now, they are feeling embattled, and they don't like the fishtails they've been sold for so long from the uber right. And going into it, the wheel has turned, and they're looking for a new direction. They're figuring out which way they want to go forward. So not looking good for the Tory. No.
And they've had 6 leaders in 5 years, or 5 leaders in 6 years or something. A huge leadership turnover of the ruling party. You know, crazy. Yeah. Well, I've got a few cards Hoagie didn't have. Okay, not many. But it did start with the Tower. First card out of the blocks. Okay. Then the men in power, and it is men. Okay, Pentacles. This is the machinations, like you said, behind the scenes going on. They're keeping up a bolshy front of, you know, stick with us, you know, we'll reinvent the empire, or whatever the hell they're trying to say here. But here's the Fool card. And normally it's like the Death card. In tarot, we tend to explain it's not about being foolish, you know, it's about taking a risk and all these things, usually. However, sometimes it's about being as dumb as a house brick. And they just haven't got, and out in the cold, literally. So I think winter election, you know. That.
Wow. Remarkable, isn't it? It's remarkable. And we've got here, and just I will share with you a little cartoon that my friend, let's just see. What happened here? Here we are. You can't see all this, but you may or may not be able to see it, but there's this little cartoon strip, which is been done by I think it's Stephen Collins, and it's about Liz Truss's new book, you know, the lettuce, Liz Turd, as I refer to her. And this little sketch is someone interviewing her about the title of her book. So I'll quickly read this for you guys, because this shows you where the Tories are. So it says, Liz, we're so excited to be publishing your book. She says, now all we need is a really punchy title. I was thinking, and then Liz Truss said, I didn't kill the Queen. She's like, sorry. She says, why would you call it that? She said, I didn't kill the Queen. And she says, I didn't say you did, because it's true. I didn't. And then anyway, she says, well, of course, you wouldn't, cause I didn't. I mocked it up. Look, and she's holding up this thing here. And then the woman says, all right, calm down about that. You didn't kill the queen. And she says, okay. How about just let me, I just met the queen, and then 2 days later, she died. Yeah. And then it goes on to say more. And then like, okay, what kind of top? Then she says, look, all we need is a forward-looking title that an American will see in a bookshop and think, she looks unhinged. Let's put her on Fox News.
Well, they have, because she turned up at the CPAC conference.
No.
In the US. So for US viewers, she was Prime Minister for 7 weeks. Okay.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Wow. And
so
then the
that's
final
exactly
part.
What happened.
Exactly. And the final part says, it says, the wokes are coming to kill you. And the woman says, so we're nearly there. So
Yes.
Bonkers, isn't it? I just want to add here, thank you, Foggy, for your donation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joan Marie. Will Biden get support for Ukraine? Worry Johnson will not anything come to the floor. Oh, we'll see. Did we read on that last week? I think we did, didn't we? Last HoGaLe's, did we read on that? And then Kathleen O'Malley, thank you. Full moon energy synergies going on with HoGaLe's. Yes, as always. Okay, ladies, are you ready for the next question? We've got 1,200 in the house. Yeah?
Yes.
Next one. Okay, let me just click off that. Sorry, 1 second. There we are. All right, so question number... Oh, wait. Shakespeare's view on the Tories.
Oh,
Who's it? Is it you, Lena?
It's
Lena. It's Lena. Yeah. Let me get to the right
okay.
page. Well, let me get to the right page. Okay, so folks, this will be Shakespeare's opinion on the Tories. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me when to stop.
And stop.
Oh, sorry. Do it again. My fingers.
Yeah, ready. You just click away.
Mm-hmm.
And stop.
All right, let's have a look. Wait, that one. Wow. Oh wait, okay. Some of these we've seen before. Okay, so 3 of these pages we've seen before.
It's okay.
Actually, come on. One more time, because they
ready. Yeah.
These ones have all come up. All right, before. All right, here we go. Yeah.
Ready. Stop.
All right. Okay. It says here about the Tory party. It says, "Dissembling harlot, thou art fourth in all."
I love it. It deserves to be out there again.
I think it's just a simple, and then of course it says here she's a bed swerver, which we know is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Do you remember?
Yes, that's right.
Actually, I've heard things about
dissembling harlots. I love it.
Dissembling harlot. I think, he's not got much to say. Okay, about the Tories. So question number 2. So, this one, this is coming from Linda Joe. I don't know anything about the development on this, but let's see. She says, wonderful, and I'm not sure what she's referring to there, but she says, will Assange's incarceration be over soon? Will he be able to return to Australia with certain restrictions? Lena, do you know anything about that? What's going on with that?
I know too much about that. It's horrible.
Oh, do you?
Well, the very quick version is WikiLeaks back in the day, which was, I never was a fan of Julian Assange. However, since he released classified information, look what's happened in the world since. You know, Trump does it 3 times a week. Someone he gave the information to was Chelsea Manning. and she was the trans service personnel who went to jail, and she would have had to, bless her hard time, trans in jail. But she is out. Everyone's out except Julian Assange. Australia should have brought him back 10 years ago. And the UK keeps talking in code saying, oh, we're just waiting to hear from Australia. The US doesn't want the drama and expense. And they're going, we're just waiting to hear from Australia. And our governments just leave him rotting.
Wow.
Not good.
Because you know what? You make a very good point, Lena, and I hadn't really thought about it that way until you said. What I remember the whole WikiLeaks thing and stuff like that, but really, like you said, in today's modern age, in regard to what Dr.Lena has released on his own, it's almost kind of like, and he spent a lot of time. Let's see what the card says. Indeed, incarcerate. Thank you, Ange, for your donation. All right, Julian Assange, let's read. Will Assange's incarceration be over soon? Will he be able to return to Australia with certain restrictions? We'll have to see. Do you think they just want to make an example of him? Because Dr.Lena and many others.
No one knows. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Because it's almost small beer now in comparison to what
exactly, and young people don't even recognize his name. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point. Julian Assange. Julian Assange.
Well, I can go if you like, Hoagie.
Go for it.
Okay, leading off. The Eight of Swords, which is his incarceration. He's not technically in a jail, but he's been living in a room in the Ecuadorian embassy and then other places. So hugely restricted. And this figure is, quite mad here. I think, it's taken its toll. Here come the Lovers card because he married his lawyer. I don't understand. It's not right. It's one of those. So I think that's her. Then he gets the Fool and the Page of Wands. The Fool could be a new start, I'm hoping. And the Page of Wands could be a message about that some sort of decision being made. But without spending much more time on it, I'm not massively optimistic. I'm interested what you guys think more cold.
Yeah. Lady G, what do you think? What do you have? Sorry.
Well, what we have overriding it is the argument and the difficulty he's facing with it, because we have the message about their mentality with what he offered up. So they're stuck on that. He's still trying to look for a way in this type. I don't see necessarily out in the cold, but begging and asking to. And this is something they're juggling because they see him, I think they see him as a threat, that he is somebody that stands up and people look to him as some sort of leadership, and that's threatening. We have above it what has been given, what's been offered up again, and the takeaway is where this is moving to. Okay. And they see him as, again, trying to get away with things, but it's also the takeaway looking at all of this. We have those. And I think, again, this is not the higher up element, but I think this is more of those narcissistic in power. And with, again, what was being held on to by the people that he gave out these things and how it affected people, because what we have in the past was his face loss, but now we have hidden things. There's still some things that maybe they're afraid that he might put out that they don't want that they don't want people to know about. So again, there are some other political things behind the scenes taking place with him.
Wow. Interesting. And before I read my cards, Eliza says he's in Kelmarsh prison. And I can't remember where that is. Is that in the UK? Or I can't remember
in the UK. He's been put there while this immediate decision is being made.
Okay. And then someone else says, I also don't care for those who release information without regards to who will be killed. That will happen. Assange isn't worth it. That's what someone's saying. So yeah, it's a tricky one. Okay, I'm gonna read my card. Bit of a cold read here because I've not really thought about Julian Assange for a long time now, and I'm like, wow, this is still going on. All right. So if we look here, it's quite interesting that this should be the first card that would come out, which would normally be, you know, domesticity, you know, security and stuff like that. I think this is just Assange just sitting in custody for years upon years upon years, do you know, because it's like they're looking at that coin. But it's also, for me, this is almost like the energy of like how they feel about Assange. It's almost like because he was like the first one, there's like this iconic glow around him. I think most people have moved on, to be honest, because so much that has been leaked since is so much more controversial and outrageous, and particularly with Dr. Assange. But it seems to be the authorities see him as this kind of, they still feel like he's got stuff that he could, you know, that is of value in a way. Do you know what I mean? Because the Queen of Pentacles is very still, it's domesticated, it tends to stay in one place. And I think that's him just holed up in embassies and custody and stuff like that. If we look here, the next card, Ten of Swords. So, you know, I mean, we can, whichever way you interpret it, I mean, it's not looking great, is it? So this is his sense of betrayal, feeling stabbed in the back. He's probably seen, people do far worse and are technically scot-free. I mean, again, if we think of Dr. Assange, how that man is still walking. I mean, we're talking boxes up to the ceiling, kept in unsecure rooms with top secret written all over them. But, you know, there you are. Sometimes the government views things differently. I think the reason why he's not out and home is because of, look, we've got the High Priestess back again. Machinations. I think they feel that he's kind of emblematic of something, of a resistance. Even if he's no longer a threat, I think they see him as a threat more than maybe the rest of the world does. He's still working away, working hard to on his freedom, wants to obviously progress and go forward. And I think these are also the people that support Assange that are still working on him becoming free.
Yeah, there is this.
Yeah, there are still working, but look, there's some kind of aggressive move coming here. We know that this card can also be quite vicious and stuff like that. I don't think this is Assange at this stage. I think he's rather tired, of course. I think he's now, isn't he a father of three or something?
I can't remember the fine print.
Because he managed to also impregnate the lawyer as well in their meetings. But, you know, there's lots you can do with lawyers, it seems, as we've found. But I think this is more about the authorities still being aggressive towards him. I think it's their particular fetish. I think he's become a fetish. I think the world has actually moved on from Assange and there's far bigger things going on, but I think he's a fetish for the authorities. It's their peculiar thing.
I think he should be, even if he's in jail, he should be in jail in Australia.
Yeah. Is he actually an Australian citizen then? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Born here, Australian.
Should be in Australia. All right, we've got almost 1,400 of you with us. Thank you so much. Big love and happy Sunday to everyone. Are we ready for question 3, ladies?
Yes.
All right, so there's that. Let's have a look. What's question 3? Oh, here we've got Fox News. Yeah, we've not spoken about them for a little while, haven't we? We've not had a question on them. So this is coming from Crystal Blue Persuasion. Great name.
Yeah.
Hi, Hogarth and ladies. I was hopeful last year when faux news, because we often call them faux news as well, FAUX, faux news or Foxtrot, as I like to call them. Faux news had to pay out big bucks to Dominion. But as time goes on, it seems that Foe didn't learn from past mistakes and continues to pump out lies and disinformation more than ever. Will Foe or will Fox ever change or just go away? Let's have a look.
Mm.
Oh,
The
we got to do
future of
one.
Fox.
Yeah. And we need to do one.
I don't know if any of you guys have watched the series Succession, which is loosely based on the Murdochs. Oh my God. That sort of money and power is ugly city. It's a great series. Future of Fox.
We need to do a one-card pull on Jim Jordan.
Yes, that's next. The Magician. Will I go, Hogarth?
Go for it.
Well, despite the payout to Dominion, and I think there's another one to Smartmatic in the works or something, they're sitting pretty, this being the higher echelons of Fox, i.e. the Murdochs. Then there's the Magician and the Fool. And it's like, say what you like about Rupert Murdoch, and everything I'd say couldn't be published and you'd be off air. But he's a kingmaker, literally. He groomed Thatcher, kept her in all of that. He changes the course of countries.
Yeah.
So he is a magician and he works to fool people. That's what he's good at. That's what his shtick is. Is it going to change? I really don't think so. They were in our firebrands. They don't care. And Page of Coins. Come on down.
Yeah, the money, isn't it? The
Come on
money.
down.
He's a real Prospero character, isn't he? Just like the Tempest. Lady G.
And he's one of those that won't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wickedness is a good preservative.
Oh, look, absolutely.
Lady G, what do you have for us?
Well, the overarching thing is they abuse power. You know, they like to just really put stuff out there. They don't listen, they don't take it in, and they are really in the pocket of the wealthy. They want to continue to, put things out in favor of the wealthy, the repugly uglies, all of that. The foundation is they put the screws to people, the mentality with putting out new emotional drama and new messages about money, etc. Above it, we have that it's painful to watch them from their history in their ongoing drama that they continue to fuel up in the air. They're not stopping that. So going into it, we look at what's going forward, the next move. Now the Hierophant, hopefully that's the challenge, that people become more aware of what they're doing and how they're doing it. In the past, we have them continuing to move forward with the ideas they put out, but the outcome is, in the end, they're going to take some hits. But it doesn't mean that they're going away. I don't think they're going away. They may have more lawsuits like they had with Dominion.
Very, very interesting. And I'm just going to click up here. Thanks for that. So Julianne Jones question, are most Americans as angry about the waste of time and BS by the GOP as other than voting and donating? What can we do to tell the GOP to do their jobs and stop the slander and obstruction? Love you all. I mean, what I would say to that before I read my cards is that they're beyond help. They're beyond redemption. It's just, there's some people that are so cooked, compromised and baked. It's just expecting them to have any kind of mea culpa or moment of rationality now. It's too late. They're just too far gone. They're rabid. Like they're like werewolves. They just howl. You know. Do you remember American Werewolf in London? Every full moon, they just start going. You know, remember the jaw? It's like. It's just they're rabid, absolutely rabid. All right, so Fox News, Ace of Swords. This is complicated, really, when I look at this. First, this is talking about the reality of what's actually happened to Fox News, Foxtrot, the Dominion case, and all of that kind of stuff. So basically, they've been outed for the frauds they are. However, they are still putting themselves across as the bastion of truth and the whole truth for everyone and everything like that. They are just shameless reptiles, shameless. So we know the truth about them, but they still put themselves forward as the truth when we know that they are brazen liars. Here they are in the obstacle position. They've been, you know, the trouble is they know how to defend themselves. Yeah, they've still got deep pockets. And we need to remember that when it comes to Rupert Murdoch, unfortunately, he is a wily cat that really knows how to beat off all forms of attacks and stuff like that. So there they are, still defending their position, coming out with their rubbish. However, what's this all about? Here we got the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles can deal with an investment. I often refer to this as the card of ROI, means return on your investment. But who are they investing in? If we look here, I think it is the poor and the disadvantaged. So they support, we know the truth is that they support the agendas of the rich, but they target the poor with, or those that maybe are, you know, struggling in some kind of way, having difficulties. It could be, you know, their money, their bills, or what have you. Those that are struggling, they target them with the fear and all of that kind of stuff, because they know that's their base. That's really who they're targeting their messages at. And they kind of do it with a kind of a panache and cunning. I mean, we've got the Queen of Wands, and this is quite a sophisticated card. And you know what it's like there. I mean, one thing I'll say with Fox News, you know, they certainly know how to polish people up. I mean, they get the Vaseline going on the teeth, you know, they get everything up, blow dried. And I think for them, it's about putting forward their version of the truth in smooth, slick ways. Really, it's about the rich. That's really where, and this is like the shareholders as well, the investors in Fox News, and it's about exploiting these people here, those that are least able to maybe calibrate or what have you. Not that everyone who watches Fox News is, you know, compromised in some way, but it's about those grievance and struggle.
Yeah. And what disturbs me too is Fox is everywhere. I was amazed in airports, and I've heard some returned service personnel who said they had to eat every day in the canteen with Fox blaring, which really undermines morale long term when you everything's, you know. So I would have preferred Dominion added to their judgment that they can't have these access points. Every hospital, every train station, every sports bar, every no.
Absolutely. And I think that's why here, because really they're looking at the money. They have very deep pockets. It's where they're invested, and that business model hasn't essentially changed. Even with getting rid of, you know, Tucker, whatever. What is with Rupert Murdoch, he is genuinely intelligent, clever, and cunning. You don't get rid of a guy like that easy. And he's nearly 100 years old, you know. He knows it all, seen it all. Right.
But on a lighter note, the pillow guy has to pay out the $5 million to the guy that proved that the election was not stolen. He tried to get out of it, but the court says, oh no, this guy proved it and you will pay.
Oh, you see, there you are. That will pop a lot of balloons, actually. That will pop a lot of balloons, because that little things like that stick in the mind with people, because he was adamant, do you remember? And he's proven wrong, got to pay out the money. Good. Are we ready for, actually, let's click on some comments, because there's quite a few in here. Let me scroll down on the side. So thank you everyone for joining us this evening here in the comments, contributing to the flavor of the show. What is someone saying here? One with the universe. The leaked names did not come from Assange, but were assigned to him by the US government. Ooh. Let's see here. What else? Someone's saying here, Rosalind saying, Trump stole classified docs and refused to give them back. And he is running for, he's running for POTUS, but, you know, president and grifting. Wake up, Merrick Garland. Could you do the bard on Garland? Ooh, maybe. See my video that I did on Merrick Garland 2 years ago. That came true. And then someone's saying here, people are so full of cruelty when it comes to Assange, it's disgusting. I think with the benefit of hindsight and time, and with so much that has transpired since, I think this reaction, this obsession that the authorities have with Assange really should kind of ebb away. They could let it go quietly and no one would notice.
He's a broken man, I think.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just all a bit much, especially given what has transpired since, and what has been leaked to the public is way more. Okay, are we ready for question number 4?
Yeah.
All right, here we are. So this is a Texas question. So it says, this is from Manuela Orchid. She said, hi, Hoagie and the ladies. The question would be, will Texas and other states who are united against illegal immigrants become even bigger and more, and will it eventually escalate in April? And she says here, because the Pluto return will be exact in April over Texas, if I remember correctly, Manuela. Just to put in a correction there, the Pluto return is exact already. It happened on February 22nd. Today's the 25th. But the solar eclipse on April 8th, 2024 will cross over a Texas again. So we had one in October 2023, and the one in April goes like that. So it's X marks the spot. If you've not had a chance, check out my eclipse video. And I said back, I think it was back in maybe September, could be August or September 2023. I said there was going to be issues with the border. I said Texas will be in the news probably for the border. So just check out that video and I'll link it in the description. Anyway, I also think that Texas will secede at some point. I'm still sticking with that one. And I've been saying that for a while. All right, so I'll just read it again. Will Texas and other states who are united against illegal immigrants become even bigger and more, or escalate in April? Will it escalate, the Texas border situation?
Texas border.
Oh, and those that are booked for the trip, I'll be sending you guys an email on Monday. We're going to do arrange a group Zoom so you guys can all meet each other and stuff like that. But I'll send you the email and we'll find a date.
When's that?
It's for the Santa Fe. So basically, it's almost sold out. There's only 2 places left. They could have gone already, but I'm not sure yet. I've not had time to fully check. But for everyone that has confirmed, I'm going to send them an email, and then we're going to have a group Zoom meeting so everyone can get to meet everyone before we go. So, because honestly, you guys are all fabulous. You're going to make friends for life, and we're going to go in there with the astrology and everything. Oh, everything. Anyway. Who's ready to go?
Well, I am, I think.
Oh.
I didn't expect these cards. And out of 5 cards, I've got 2 majors.
Ooh.
So in answer to the question, probably yes. Now, here's the Hangman, which usually is about things not happening right now. It's about the perspective. However, my third interpretation of the Hangman, I think, is relevant to this question, which is the willing sacrifice. So yes. I'm thinking someone's going to do something dramatic to highlight conditions in detention or something. This is going to shock people. This is the compassion of the Queen of Cups, used to be my Princess Diana card. And friendships being forged. I know I was looking at these cards going, what, like, what's going on here? Remember the Christian convoy recently, and they came down and found there wasn't such a drama at the border, and people where the convoy stayed said, I've always felt safe until the convoy arrived,
Wow.
So I think there's going to be a volte-face. Walking away comes next. So this could be real Christians. Imagine that. Real Christians could be actually given some guidance and leadership into some compassionate response. This could be people being turned back, but I don't think so. This is usually on your own terms. So it could be that people come to protest and move away again or something. The last card is the Magician. So is it good juju or bad juju coming up now? But something powerful in April is going to happen that I would describe as a game changer. Yeah. But I think it won't be pretty, but it will bring out compassion somehow.
Oh, interesting. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, the overarching thing are the people holding on to the action, what they're going to do. At the center of it, there are still hidden things coming out. Underneath of it all is the burden of all of this. The foundation is facing losses, with the stuff charging forward and again, rapidly progressing. Above it, we have some judgment that will be coming down because of the hard line ideology that they have and they continue to hold on to. So what we have going on now, and I think that this Hierophant is the evil angel church, because the light is the challenge card, bringing light to genuine Christianity versus, this Jesus and carry an AK-47 idea. And then what we have are those that are wealthy and don't want their lives changed because this is their wish fulfilling card. They're what they're selling. Okay. So they're going to continue to sell the same kind of drama with the evil angel church. And again, we need to have real Christianity out here.
Yeah, that seems to be what's lacking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating. And I think the little lady is calling for you. She's like, Mummy. All I would say is the hour's not up yet, little lady. So you can't complain yet.
Let me see if I let them in, if they will,
Yeah, let's see how they do.
Hey, you two. You be good, Miss Lily.
Yeah, she wants to come in. Maybe she's like, I want to see the show this time. Oh, well, Miss
I'm ready
Lily,
for my close-up.
Exactly. It's like, I want to be in there. There's action going on.
Now are you happy? Okay, 1 second. Okay. Back down. So behave. Behave.
Bless. Well, I don't mind a little interruption from Miss Lily. She's lovely. All right, so here we go. Texas border. Oh, look at this. All right, look. Legalities, wranglings, backwards and forwards, slicey dicey. This could also be, you know, what's his name? The guy. Who is he? The governor of Texas, the guy in the wheelchair. What's
Abbott.
he called? Abbott. We got Abbott, and basically here, because we're reading the politics, normally this is what the card of rationality, sanity, etc. But I have to kind of take in some of the negative interpretation here as well. And it can be the cruel man, the cruel person. And there is this element here. Although I would say as well, I mean, it's such a vexed situation. Look, I believe this. Most people would probably prefer, just in general, immigration to be low and legal, I would say, in general, in an ideal world. But things are different, and it's complicated at that border. And there is that element there of that cruelty there as well. Remember the kids in cages? If we look here, though, in the obstacle position, we've got the 4 of Swords. So this, again, for me, this is quite complex energy. On one level, someone's trying to kill something off. So we know already that the Republicans, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, folks, have blocked one of the more recent attempts at the border. Is that correct? They did. Yes. They did block it, didn't they? So look, there is this element here, but there's also this element of feeling wounded in battle. So I think this is about Texas and the border overall, and how they defend it. Do they be cruel? How do they stand up? Do they lie back? You know, how's it going to work? If we look here in the middle, I think this is really talking about what's the underlying thing here. And we have the smug merchant. I think, again, this is an element here of the wealthy elites, or certainly certain smug characters in the GOP that are kind of doing a combination of cruelty, trying to kind of put the border to bed as a way of saying, look, if you go into partnerships, you know, with the Democrats, that's it. You're not going to have any border at all. Do you see they're kind of playing both sides? Their hair is on fire, but at the same time, when it comes to maybe passing something sensible or advancing the border issue along, they won't do it. And one has to wonder, who is it that they are truly collaborating with here? And this as well does deal with trade, goods, services, international things and stuff like that. If we look here, though, the outcome card is the Ace of Wands. So I think there's going to be some kind of big action. I do think still something's going to kind of like kick off, because there's no kind of resolution. Do you see what I mean? So
yes, totally.
Yeah, something there. Anything to add to that, ladies, before the next question?
No.
Well, can people let us know in the chat? But I understood that the Republicans actually were part of thrashing out that border deal. It wasn't easy. They got there, came to the vote, and they killed virtually their own bill.
I know, and this is what I find so interesting. Oh, I've lost it now. But you know, that 4 of Swords, that element of putting something to bed, or the funeral, you know, killing something off. They're weird, aren't they? They're weird. All right, let's see here. Do we want to do a 1-card pull on Jungle Gym, as someone was saying, and then move on to the next thing?
Sure.
I can't even remember what it was now. Let me go on the start comments. Let me just see here.
It was Jim Jordan.
Jim Jordan. What was the question? I'm trying to find it. A minute. Thank you for full moon energies. Thumbs up. Also. Here we are.
Fake impeachment.
Are most Americans angry other than voting? Oh, I don't know. Okay. What do you think we should ask about Jim Jordan? I can't find the question anymore.
What about Jim Jordan going forward. Let's just keep it
let's do
open.
that. Let's do a one card on that. So I've not thought about him for ages. All right, Jim Jordan going forward. One card. All right. And we have 1656.
Yay. Go, guys.
After 3. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Ah,
how interesting.
this is the Empress in the circus deck.
Well, you know my associations for the Empress, Lady D.
Yes, well, the cup of abominations is overflowing. So new things coming in that's going to hit the emotional level. Yeah.
And here it looks like he's scouting around for some kind of partnerships, deals and stuff like that. Could that be reevaluating his partnership perhaps with Russia or the like? Either way, there's some element here. He's going to try and strike deals. So I think he's wheeling and dealing. Yeah.
Look, this is just hilarious. So funny, and I think the posture in this is really interesting. That's so Jim Jordan. And that's what he tries to do, just sit on people and squash them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I think? Now, this is actually quite a big question. There was a question that came in on Saudi Arabia, but we've read quite a bit on the Middle East, and there was another one on solar panels and the Indian election as well, which we also read on a couple of weeks ago. We'll do it maybe closer to the time. Simple question here. This is coming from a different drummer dance. And the question is, will the US still be a democratic republic after the 2024 elections? Oh,
okay.
Well, where? I didn't hear what.
US.
Oh, the US. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Will the US still be a democratic republic after the 2024 elections? Clean and simple, eh? Thank you, different drummer dance, for your question. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, I'll be doing a collab as well with Linda G on Wednesday 28th.
Great.
It's been a little while, actually.
And I did one yesterday with Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice and Dave from Moonride. So if anyone wants to check that out, that was a hoot.
Oh, lovely. Oh, interesting. Oh, my God. I've got some interesting cards. Who's ready to go?
I can.
Go for it.
The Hierophant turned up, and I'm pleased in that sense of conventional law and order. And so despite anything that will play out, hopefully sanity and protocol will prevail. The Magician's here, which to me, it's next door to the card of now's time for the harvest. So the Magician actually can lend energy to manifest the harvest, and people will come together. I'm assuming this is a yes to the question. People will come together in this moment, and those who, let's say, are not in favor of democracy will have their wings clipped and their hands tied. It's like that has to happen as part of reclaiming democracy. Perhaps that's what that's about.
Very interesting. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, this is about America. So the overarching one is my card for America. At the center of it, we have an ending. The death of what's underneath of it, the illusion and the dark dealings behind the scenes that have been going on. The foundation is a victory. and the message, a strong message about the abuse that's happened and the strong arming things that they've done. Above it, they're going to find out that they are out in the cold with the offerings of the toxic one. Okay. So they've, we don't want to hear it anymore with all of the drama. What's going on now, going into it, is moving forward. And the challenge is, again, for the families, though, still. And I think part of it is breaking the illusion of the Trumpian clan and saga and drama as well. So what we have is going into it, the lid is off, things are being revealed, and the outcome is they're going to be looking at the fishtails that they have been told. So it's about endings and revealings, and all of that is going to take place. So I would say democracy is secure.
Interessante. I've got interesting cards as well. So on the question, will there still be a democracy? So if we look here, look, 2 of Wands. This is the pondering. I feel like this is the pondering within the electorate as well, who are looking at the choices that need to be made. And also as well, I think this is America. How does it view itself on the world stage? Yeah. Because if you think about it, if America loses democracy, oh my goodness, God help the rest of us, because it would be hanging on by a thread. So I think this is for one of the first times in a long time where America, the electorate in general, is also looking at the wider context of themselves and how they operate in the world. Do they still want to be the world's policeman? Do they still want to stand up to be of the bastion of democracy? Or are there other global influences that are affecting that democracy? Where does America stand now in relation to itself and the world? I think this is a major question. This is what this whole election cycle is about. Like they said, it's one of the most important ones. Now, if we look here, I've got the victory card, but it's turned up in the opposition, in the obstacle position. So what that says to me is, I think there's going to be a lot of global influences that are going to try and potentially scupper a victory. Yeah. How could it not be where there's the suspicion that there's been a terrorist attack on the mobile phone network? I don't know if it was a sun flare or an attack, but do you remember there was the telephones went out and all this kind of stuff? So there's definitely factors in the world trying to prevent maybe a victory for democracy. I think that's fair to say. There's going to be some kind of legal machinations involved. I just can't help but think that justice is, I think it's going to be a bit messy, and there might be a legal decision in there. A lot of jiggery-pokery, defending of positions. Some people are going to say, I won, and the other one's going to go, no, I did, and, all of this stuff. You can imagine how, if Dr.Lena is still in the country because he's not fled yet, because he's been rinsed out of money, if he's managed to still be the candidate by this stage, he's obviously going to be saying it's rigged. So there's going to be a fight and a battle here. But then look, the world card, ending, beginnings and endings. I think this election, it will be a chance for a rebirth for democracy. It shows it is of global significance. Everyone, whatever the outcome, is going to be watching. Everyone, the whole world is literally invested in the outcome of this election. This election will decide democracy, I think, for the world. So let's hope that it is a win for democracy. But my goodness, there's going to be plenty of people trying to sabotage.
Oh, yeah.
America's got to keep its eye on the world and watch its,
And it can be sabotaged by people not voting, which is where our conversation started, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And Mary Trump's spoken out on this in the sense of Jon Stewart was taking the thing, oh, they're all the same, blah, blah, blah. And she calls it both-siderism. And she's saying of all the elections, this is not a time for, oh, they're as bad as each other. Actually, they're not. They might not be brilliant. They might even be bad in their own right. But there is worse. And people have to realize that this year, they can then maybe slacken off again. But this year, maybe in the UK.
Exactly, the stakes are so high, particularly this world card at the end. Literally the whole world, like this election will decide, I think, the fate of democracy for the whole world. And I don't think that's hyperbole. I really don't. It is, the stakes are that high. And we'll see. There's plenty of people that we know in the world who would like democracy to fail, and we don't necessarily need to say their names, but anyway, such is life. Ladies, the time has gone. We're already 5 minutes over, so it's gone in a flash. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you, everyone, for your donations and supporting the show. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. Everyone knows the comments on this section here is a world unto itself. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everyone, if you're catching us with your morning coffee on a Sunday. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And, of course, if anyone wants to join me in Santa Fe, a couple of places left, but they could have gone already. I'm really not sure. I'll be sending a group email to everyone on Monday for those who've signed up already, so we can have a Zoom. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share. And if you would also like to like and subscribe to the ladies, they are in the video description below. And I'm going to drop in some extras as well. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Ladies, closing comments before we go?
Just we'll see you next week. Everyone, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, everyone.
Big love, everyone, and we will see you soon. And thank you so much for those donations as well. All right, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.
Ciao.